Hey everyone, ready to dive into the world of burgers?
I'm excited.
Me too. Our listeners send in this awesome guide. It's like Burger 101, and it's packed with tips. So we're going to break it all down for you guys today.
Sounds delicious.
I know, right? So, first things first, let's talk meat.
Yeah, this guide goes deep on the meat, way beyond just use good beef. It's all about the fat content.
Okay, so how much fat are we talking? Like, what's the magic number for a juicy burger?
They recommend at least 20% fat.
20%. Got it. But why is the fat so important? Is it just about keeping the burger from drying out?
It's more than that. 20% fat is like the key to unlocking this thing called the Maillard reaction.
The Maillard reaction. That sounds a little intimidating.
It's actually pretty simple. Basically, when you cook meat with enough fat, the fat and the protein react with the heat, and like hundreds of flavor compounds are created.
So that's what gives you that like irresistible savory flavor.
Exactly. It's like the difference between a bland burger and a flavor explosion.
Wow, so fat really is the secret ingredient. Okay, let's say I'm using a regular beef blend from the supermarket. Any tips for stepping it up a notch?
This guide talks about custom blends like mixing chuck, brisket, and short rib. You know?
Oh, like creating a super team of beef cuts.
Yeah. Each cut brings its own unique flavor and texture to the party.
I love that. Okay, meat sorted, now it's patty time. I always have trouble with my burgers puffing up in the middle when I cook them. Any advice?
Oh, there's a simple trick for that. It's called the thumbprint technique.
The thumbprint technique, what's that?
You just make a small indentation in the center of each patty with your thumb.
Seriously?
That's it. Yep, that little indentation helps prevent the burger from plumping up as it cooks.
Mind blown. Okay, patties are formed, thumbprints are in. Time to cook these babies. This guide talks about grilling, stovetop, and broiling. I'm a grilling guy myself. Any pro tips for that?
Well, they emphasize preheating your grill to medium-high heat. But if you're a grill master already, have you tried using indirect heat?
Indirect heat, yeah. Sometimes I do that for thicker burgers.
It's a game changer for even cooking, especially with those thicker patties.
Totally agree. What about adding wood chips?
Oh, absolutely. Soaked wood chips can add this amazing smoky flavor.
Love it. Okay, but what if it's raining or you just don't have a grill? What about cooking on the stovetop?
For a good crust, a cast iron skillet is your best friend.
Why cast iron specifically?
Cast iron's great at retaining and distributing heat evenly. You get that perfect sear.
And those delicious caramelized bits.
Exactly. Plus, you can't beat that sizzle.
Music to my ears. Okay, last one, broiling. I've always been a little intimidated by broiling, to be honest.
It's actually really convenient. This guide recommends positioning the patties about 4 inches from the sheet source.
So it's kind of like grilling, in a way.
It is. You get that direct, intense heat for a nice sear.
Gotcha. Okay, so we've tackled the meat and we've covered the cooking methods. I'm ready for the next step, buns and toppings.
Let's do it. This guide has some interesting ideas about those, too.
I bet. So buns and toppings. Any surprises in this guide?
It mentions pretzel rolls.
Pretzel rolls. Interesting.
Yeah, for a burger, they have that chewy texture and a little saltiness.
Okay, I can see that working. But first, cheese. What are your go-to cheeses for burgers?
Well, cheddar's always a classic, but this guide suggests trying smoked Gouda.
Smoked Gouda. I haven't tried that on a burger.
It adds this like nutty, smoky flavor that really complements the beef.
I'm intrigued. Okay, cheese is covered. Now for the toppings. I'm a simple guy. Lettuce, tomato, onion. But I'm open to new ideas. What does the guide recommend?
It suggests getting creative. Have you ever tried a fried egg on a burger?
Fried egg. That's a new one.
Yeah, the runny yolk adds this amazing richness and creaminess.
Okay, I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. But how do you actually build a burger with all these toppings? I always have trouble keeping everything from falling out.
It's all about layering. This guide says to start with sauce on the bottom bun.
So the sauce goes on the bottom bun first. Why is that?
It helps prevent the bun from getting soggy.
Makes sense. Okay, so patty, cheese, and then toppings on top.
Exactly. You want to distribute the weight and flavor evenly.
Okay, so sauce on the bottom bun. Got it. What about the top bun? More sauce.
You can, it's up to you. A thin layer on the top helps everything stick together and adds a little extra flavor.
Double saucing it is. This guide also mentions letting the patties rest after cooking. I've always heard that, but why is it so important?
Resting allows the meat to reabsorb those juices.
So it's like a little relaxation time for the burger.
Exactly. And it makes a huge difference in juiciness and flavor.
Patience is key.
Okay.
Okay, we've talked meat selection, cooking methods, buns, cheese, toppings, and resting. I feel like a burger expert now.
You're well on your way. What kind of burger masterpiece are you picturing for your next cookout?
Oh, so many possibilities. I'm thinking maybe a custom blend, chuck and brisket, grilled with some mesquite wood chips, that smoky flavor.
Sounds amazing.
And I had to try that smoked Gouda. For toppings, I'm going all out. Caramelized onions, crispy bacon, maybe even a fried egg.
Wow, that's a burger. What about you? Any ideas? I'm thinking a lamb burger, maybe on a pretzel roll.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, some feta cheese, tzatziki sauce, and some cucumber for crunch.
That sounds delicious. It's amazing how one guide can spark so much creativity.
I know, right? It's a reminder that there's always something new to learn about burgers.
Absolutely. We've uncovered so many great tips and tricks today.
And it's not just about following instructions, it's about understanding the why behind each step.
Exactly. It's like this guide gave us a map and we got to explore the whole world of burgers.
I love that analogy.
So we've covered a lot, but before we wrap up, I have one last question for our listener.
Oh, what is it?
We've talked about all the classic toppings, but what's the most unusual burger topping you've ever tried? Or even just dreamt of trying?
I'm curious to hear what they come up with.
Me too. Think outside the bun, people. Let's hear your wildest burger topping ideas. That question about unusual toppings always gets people thinking.
Oh, yeah, it's fun to see what people come up with.
I've heard some pretty wild ones, like peanut butter and jelly on a burger.
Oh, wow, that's interesting. I've even heard of people putting potato chips on their burgers.
Really? Potato
Yeah.
chips, huh? I guess it's all about that crunch factor.
Yeah, I think so. It's like that saying, one man's trash is another man's treasure.
You know? It's true. What one person thinks is weird, another person might think is delicious.
Exactly. It's all about embracing those different tastes and preferences.
This whole deep dive has really made me think about burgers in a whole new way.
Me too. It's like we've gone beyond just the basics.
Yeah, this guide has been more than just a set of instructions. It's like a philosophy.
I agree. It's about understanding the why behind each step, the science of it all.
And the art of it. It's like
Yeah.
finding the perfect balance of flavors and textures.
And this guide encourages us to experiment, to push the boundaries of what a burger can be.
Totally. It's all about making it your own, finding what you love.
This deep dive has been a great reminder that even something as simple as a burger can be a source of, endless creativity.
I know, right? It's been a fantastic journey exploring all the different aspects of burger making.
Agreed. We've covered so much, from meat selection to cooking methods to toppings.
And hopefully we've inspired our listeners to get out there and create their own burger masterpieces.
Absolutely. So to wrap things up, I just want to say,
Go ahead.
remember, there's no right or wrong way to make a burger. It's all about what you enjoy.
Yeah. And don't be afraid to try new things, to experiment with flavors.
Who knows, you might just discover the next big burger trend.
That's what I love about food. There's always something new to discover.
That's the beauty of it. So until next time, happy burgering, everyone.
Happy burgering.